Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me right now? I kind of just click things to get started on the broadcast. I hope my voice is coming in. So today is without plan. Um, I woke up a little bit late today and had a doctor's appointment yesterday. I kind of forgot about it, and on Thursday I was saying I will be wrapping up the instruction booklet I was working on Friday and get it uploaded on Friday. But then Friday came along, and I realized that I have an appointment, just simple blood work, that kind of thing. But you know how it is. They just want to take some blood, send it off to the lab, things like that. It's a follow up of my general practitioner first time visit. So this is all part of the setup process. So, they're not scanning for anything specific, anything like that. I haven't seen the doctor for anything specific. This is all general stuff. So with that said, I am a day behind, essentially, because yesterday it took all day. You go to the doctor's early, they make you wait. You go into the actual room, they make you wait. And then, so you get out, and then several hours have passed or something. And so that kind of blows the rest of the day. So I spent the day at the office, and, so I did stuff there. But all of my CAD stuff for DioWarriors is here in this office. So I couldn't do anything with it. I brought my I want to say newish laptop, not the old stuff, not the older ones that you've seen. So I was doing things there with it. But anyway, long story short is that it was a good night yesterday. Wife and I went to Olive Garden and just had a good time. And it's been a while since I've eaten anything at Olive Garden. I'm glad most of the menu hasn't changed. And then came home, and so basically took the rest of the night off. So today I woke up. I woke up a little bit late, and I was thinking, oh well, let me get caught up on everything. So I went to YouTube to take a look at like awesome action toys, and took a look at some videos there. Took a look at some videos on Star Trek Online, since I like playing on that from time to time. And then I started to take a look at some VR videos, and that got me into the mood to do some CAD stuff on some VR stuff for 1/18 scale figures. And so I'm going to use my Marauder blank figure today for modeling a VR treadmill. Essentially, if you've seen shows or movies like Ready Player One, and you see the character running on a treadmill, it's one of these omnidirectional treadmills where you can run in one direction and then turn and run in another direction. And so things like that really do exist. And so I was thinking, well, people have been asking for some older props that I've done with for my Joes a few years ago. So I was thinking of updating those and making those available. But I was thinking of, instead of just simply taking the old files and making them newer, I was thinking of just starting from scratch, making a more realistic looking, more real world looking. I don't want to say realistic because in the real world things are evolving and getting more advanced. So the way I do most of my props, I rather think like where things are going, and I try to not just make it realistic for today's technologies, but I try to see where the technology is leading into and try to design something appropriate for that. So I'm taking a little bit of a different approach, and I was thinking of doing a VR treadmill that somewhat resembles a little bit of what's going on in the real world today. And I was also thinking about some of the other props that people have been asking about recently on my videos this past week. Uh, Things like some of the older consoles, some of the generic machinery, some of the conference tables that I have done, and they are currently not available on the DioWarriors store, mostly because I want to update them. And also, I also want to do a little light source. It's y'all know those how would I say a portable light stand. Like if you're going to do something with but this is kind of hard because I'm kind of thinking at the same time. Um, like if you're working on a car, you have a light, maybe it's on a stand or so that you plug it into the wall, and you got these lights on a tripod. I was thinking of something like that. I've been watching Stargate recently, the Stargate SG-1 series, and of course, it's a good series for looking at military perspective on some high-tech stuff. So they go off to some world, and they bring the equipment with them. So I was thinking about doing some sort of light source on a tripod. Now the reason why I haven't done some people have requested this in the past from me, and I've done tripods in the past, but the reason why I haven't done this type of prop is because to do it right, I really think it has to have an actual light in the prop to make it more believable. So to have like an LED light on a tripod, and there's several approaches. If I was thinking like on the high tech side of things, I could go with a robotic light. So basically, it's a robot with an LED light source, basically a movable spotlight. And you could also do just a big, huge spotlight as the light source, and probably that might work the best. Sometimes you can get these little LED lights from like IKEA. You can plug it in, and that probably would be the light source I would use for a large spotlight. But some people want to have small spotlights on a tripod. So I was thinking, well, I can do a simple tripod. That might be a fun little prop to do. I can do a spotlight, a bigger one, and use one of the smaller battlefield robot chassis that I have that you haven't seen. You've seen the one where it's the tracks for the robot is kind of triangular. I have another one where the tracks are more like a classic Caterpillar style. And so I was thinking of resurrecting that model and bring that up since I don't have to recreate the wheel. And then just design the chassis to accept a little turntable, turret type thing, and do the spotlight barrel, spotlight casing. The only thing I would have to do is make that casing thick, maybe double walled, because an LED light source from like IKEA or something like that, it's going to be very bright. So in other words, you'll have light bleeding through the plastic, and I want to minimize that and just have the light only coming from the front. So I was thinking of doing that. That means I would have to also 3D print some clear lenses for it, or laser cut the lenses. I was thinking probably laser cutting, since that would be faster. I also have something like a semaphore light signaling device. Like you've seen World War II movies or so, especially during like the Battle of Midway or something like that, and you have sailors signaling with radio silence. So they're signaling using a light source to another ship. So they get behind this spotlight thing, and they're moving these blinds back and forth, and it's making Morse code signals to another light source. I have something like that already. So I was thinking of taking that model, maybe simply upscaling it so it's bigger, keeping all of the details, and putting the light source behind that. So with that said, let's see, I have some IKEA lights behind me. This is all the IKEA stuff that's behind me. Not a very good angle for the camera, but let's see. I can move this one. Yeah. So good. Ignore the dust. So I was thinking of using this kind of light source as the because you can get this light source from IKEA as a standalone light, and it should be a good diameter for a spotlight. So I'll put a figure right next to it. Kind of see. Well, I'll do it better later. As I work with it, I'll take the lights and I'll move it around. So yeah, so I'll have that set up. Anyway, with all that said, I am going to get started and talk at the same time. Share screen. Share. Okay. So what I'm doing here, let me see what y'all can see. Maybe like this. So what I'm doing here is, I'm getting kind of thirsty. I was thinking of getting some tea. Oh, I was thinking also, in terms of VR stuff, because this morning I woke up thinking about VR, and so anyway, this is a ring. What I was thinking of doing is making some sort of body like this, and putting a piece of acrylic as the treadmill part. The only thing I would have to do, though, is just kind of make it so I can put the treadmill platform in the middle ring here, kind of lock into place. So let me go ahead and do some stuff, and let's see if I can. I got other things going on. Looks like some apps were updated, and now they're like giving me flashing icons on the bottom of my task tray saying unable to connect, things like that. Anyway, let me do this. So this is what I'm doing. Okay. So you can follow what I'm doing here is, let me go sketch. Let me just copy this, make another file. So this is a 3D printed part here. This is going to be for a treadmill. And what I'm doing is I'm following the example of a real world circular treadmill. Now, what I'm not going to do is that in the real world, the treadmill is kind of concave. And let me see if I got the definition of concave, because I get confused sometimes, concave versus convex. Computer, what's the definition of the word concave?
As an adjective, Concave is usually defined as curved like a segment of the interior of a circle or hollow sphere, hollow and curved.
Okay.
As a noun, concave is
Computer,
usually
what's
defined
definition of the word convex?
as an adjective. Convex is usually defined as having a
Okay,
surface
rounded
that is
outward. Okay,
curved or
so
rounded
I am
outward.
correct.
As a noun,
Computer,
convex is
stop.
usually
Thank you. So I am correct. Convex. So I mean, concave is down like a cave. It's going to be going inwards. Convex is going outwards. I don't use those words very often, and I don't want to um, mistakenly use the wrong word for terminology when I'm online doing a broadcast. So you say something, and then next thing you know, the whole world's like, "Oh, he doesn't know his vocabulary," things like that. So, anyways, I'm doing another object here, plane, and then I'm just going to paste what I did previously, move it into position. I got several things going on. I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to make offset this. I just want to offset it a little bit, 0.25. Might be a little bit much. Really, what I'm doing, okay, is I should probably, because if I laser cut this, it's going to remove the material. But if I do 0.125, it might make it very tight. Okay. So this should be good enough. Okay, anyway, so this is a simple model of, and I probably will do this with styrene. The styrene I have is about 0.75 millimeters thick, so I'm going to make this 0.75 millimeters, 0.75. I'll have to go back and verify. And I will keep this coloring the same, so I'm just going to say, what I need to do is determine where I'm going to save it. I don't have any folders set up for this. So I'm going to go save as. Okay, so what I was saying is that in the real world, you have different kinds of treadmills for VR. You have them with rollers, you have them flat. Basically, the idea right now is that if you're not using a roller, it's using something that's very slippery. On the bottom of your shoe, it might be a special shoe or covering to cover the sole of your shoe. And the idea is you want to slip on the surface. So you may have rollers, and so you're slipping and sliding on these rollers. The rollers may be like cylinders, like a conveyor belt roller, or they may be ball bearings. And so the idea is the same, is each roller essentially is a sensor. A more popular method is using sensors underneath, so you have a slippery surface. So as you step, you're sliding your foot rather than in naturally walking where you're lifting. So you're doing these, like the Michael Jackson moonwalk type stuff. You're sliding on the surface. And so you have a harness that keeps the person from sliding off of the platform. And so to help with the sliding, usually the surface is not flat, but is concave. So it's a little slight curve. I can do the curve with 3D printing, but I'm thinking in terms of manufacturing and making it easier. I would like to just do a very smooth surface using styrene and just laser cut the surface. So I'm thinking of that approach. And so what I need to do here is I am currently still in the harpoon folder. I need to go to props, advanced science prop, 118 scale. Let's see what do I have. Laboratory equipment, platforms. Yeah, this is a platform. Oh, but this is a VR, so maybe I should go under VR. VR what? I have a VR. Nah. I think I'm just going to put this under, yeah, I'm going to put this under VR platform. But then I have two kinds of platforms. Let me put this under platforms. Holographic platform, holographic table, and plasma disk. Let's just go under VR treadmill. So this is going to be version 1. All this is through my little personal cloud. VR version 1. Verb 1. And this is under what software I'm using for version 1. I am using SolidWorks 2020. Okay. And so I'm going to call this Critic form 1-1. Okay. So go ahead and save this, and I'm going to go to the previous. So I'm being kind of spotty on all of this. Just gotta follow what I do, but like I said earlier, I don't have a particular battle plan. I'm just winging this as I go. So it makes a lot of my videos a little bit hard to follow because I don't really have a plan. I'm not following a script. I'm just doing as I do. So I kind of like, it's like if you're looking over my shoulder, you can see this is platform. See, platform. This is all a platform. I'll just call this one stand A 1-1. But the idea, what I'm going to do with this is the middle stand part, and what I intend to do is to put a segment underneath the stand, and I intend to put a segment on top to lock in the acrylic piece. So let me do, and then of course I have to put the harness. So let me go to assembly. Stand A. Okay, this is the first stand. Very basic, no real details or anything like that. I'm going to. I had some coffee earlier, but for some reason I'm still feeling sleepy. So let me go new. No, not new. Sorry. Let me go to insert components. Maybe I need to have more coffee. Acrylic platform. This is the acrylic thing there. Maybe I should change the color to that. Let me go mate. So I want to select this. I want to do what's called a concentric mate. It's going to automatically detect it as being a circle and do concentric. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to put this to there. I need a little gap of 0.25. 0.25. And yeah, so that's going to make it flush. So I'm going to, because I need another 0.25 gap on top. So I'm going to go back to the model and make it a little bit deeper. So anyways, it's right here, there. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm thinking very sharply right now. Maybe I do need more coffee. Offset from surface was 1. I'm going to make this offset from surface is 1.25. I was going to make it 0.25 deeper. Okay, so and then I'm going to begin preparing the outside sketch. I'm going to put some I'm going to do it as peg holes, simple holes, because I think it might look better. So what I'm going to do at the widest point right here, I'm just going to make a little hole about 4.95. Let's just make it 5 millimeters diameter. Maybe I can make it a little bit more. Let's go well, let's just do like this. Let's just add 0.25. If it's too big, I'll just make it smaller. Okay, so the basic shape, the basic peg I'm going to do is going to be 5 millimeters diameter, and the hole is going to be a little bit larger, about 5.25 millimeters. Then what I'm going to do is select this. How many pegs do I actually need? Well, I'm just going to, wrong. I'm going to do a circular array. And I'm going to make this one into 8 sides. So let's do something like this. Features, extruded cut. You know, so I'm also thinking about VR topics. And I really don't like doing a broadcast where I don't have a battle plan, because when I go to talk about stuff, it doesn't seem like I have any organized thoughts on it, but I actually really do. And one of the things I wanted to mention, I'm going to kind of make this hollow. Let's see, can I do it with the shell tool? Where do I have the shell tool? I think I need to go under, is it tools? Insert features. Let me I'm just thinking, well, what would be better instead of the shell tool? Because I got this angle piece here. I don't want that to be hollow. Although it could be, but I don't want it to be hollow. Let me do this. Let me just do the old-fashioned way. So so today I woke up and I started to look at VR topics. This one should be about 1.5. And so I went to different YouTube videos just to get the latest news on things, because I want to get more involved with VR. Just that VR stuff is very new. Yes, they've been around. VR things have been around since the 80s at least. But I'm going to go the other direction. But in terms of widespread, easy access for the consumer, that's more recent. That's more now. And what I want to do more on VR is real world work. I'm not really into games. I do play Star Trek Online, but that's basically the only game that I'm doing. Let me just copy this and make an array. Yeah, I think I should get something to drink, maybe some tea, instead of because if I get root beer, it's going to dry my throat. Also, coffee is kind of drying my throat right now too. That's one reason why my voice is kind of rough. So I'm thinking like this. Okay, so I took a look at different topics on VR this morning, and I really want to do real world work with it. And so it's not really there. There's different companies doing different projects with the aim of doing a virtual office. But things are still in flux. Things are still being developed. So you have different companies doing different kinds of softwares for a virtual office. And I was using one, the name kind of escapes me. Immersed, I think it's called. And I liked it, but I do still feel it's limiting. At least limiting for me. I don't really care for multiple monitor setups. And instead, I have multiple computer setups, and I try to remote access into each one. What I would love to be able to do is remote access to my computers in much the same way as I do in the real world. Not necessarily have multiple monitors. And there's other companies. I saw today, I was watching one particular YouTube video. The guy does like YouTube, not YouTube, VR news. And what he was talking about was a new set of programs that's being developed for doing a virtual office. And it looked like within your start room, rather than a start page, that when you put on like an Oculus Quest, or in this case a Meta Quest headset, you get a virtual room that you're in, and you can specify different kinds of styles to that room. You could get a space style, a cyberpunk style, a Japanese style, a desert style, and this is your your personal room. You can't really do much with it at the moment. I've seen updates where when I got my Oculus in December, when you get to your start room, you're basically sitting. You can look all around, but you can't go to the opposite wall, things like that. You can just basically stand there or sit there and just look around. And so basically it's a virtual room for your Oculus menu. And then around January, there was an update, and I saw people saying that you can now get up and move around your room. So what I like is that this room obviously has potential, and companies are aware that, instead of just giving apps, an app for this, an app for that, just enhance the apps you already have for your VR stuff. And that's what I would like to see more with my Oculus, for example. I don't want to have a collection of 50,000 different apps. And what I want to be able to do is go to my startup room, move around in it, be able to load up objects, and have my own room, my own way. This is key. I want to be able to sit down in this room that I already have and do my work there. I really don't want to have to load up some other virtual room. Like, for example, Immersed. It has a virtual room also. They look nice, but I don't need another virtual room. I just want to be able to access and use my computer stuff, my keyboard, my mouse, and be able to do work.
I don't know that.
Oh. I better mute my echo. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm going to reinforce. You see, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to make this all hollow. That means that when the thing prints, I need to have, well, when the thing prints, all of the surface up here is going to be an overhang. So it's going to look very ugly, and not just look ugly, but it may introduce some gaps and some issues. So to keep things under control, what I'm doing is that I'm going to try to minimize the amount of overhangs that the printer is going to have to do. So I'm adding little areas that kind of double as a support structure, closing the opening between this inner wall and this inner wall. And so that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so now with that said, I can continue with the stuff about virtual reality. So what's going on with VR stuff is it's still new. You know, there's all sorts of companies doing all sorts of new ideas, new approaches. So if you have a company and you're looking to get into something concerning VR, whether it's something to wear or whatever, now is the time to actually do it, because competition is not really there. Everything is still new. And plus, if you come up with something that's useful now, you establish a foothold with very little competition to it. And even if someone is doing something similar to what you're doing right now, also, you may develop a following more than the competition. And thus your project can live on. You know, you can even make it an open source and do things there. So I got little ideas, you know, like that, like I want to do. For example, what I mentioned in a previous broadcast is what I would like to see. Let me make this into a hollow thing now. What I would like to see in VR is okay, I want to go offset from the surface. I want to offset it about let's say 1.5. Well, let's go a little bit less. Let's say 1.25. That should be about good. So what surface? I haven't specified the surface yet. I'm going to specify this surface. So it's going to cut away into here. Oh, look at that. I got gaps. So yeah, I don't want to do that. So let me suppress this for the moment. No, let me just change the gapping, the gapping. Unsuppress. So let me do this as instead of 1.25. I don't want to go 1.2, but let's just say 2 millimeters offset. That should give some space there. I can also thicken it up a little bit by doing a fillet. Let's just say the fillet of 0.75, almost a millimeter fillet. I just want to do this along the curve here. So anyways, I'm going to do another little piece. You'll see in just a moment. It will help the printer take less time to print. See, one thing that a printer takes time, an FDM printer takes time. This is not really a resin issue unless your printer uses a single laser. A lot of high quality printers for resin uses a single laser, but a lot of low cost printers use an LCD screen. so it doesn't really affect them. But with an FDM printer, every time the printer extruder has to change direction, it takes a little bit of time. So if you can have the printer do no real change direction, such as like a 90-degree change, but they have a curve, the printer is basically still printing continuously. It doesn't really have to like go to the curve and then change. I mean, go to the corner and then change. It doesn't really have to do that. You could just print. So I noticed that if I have more curves rather than angled turns, then it takes less time. So that's one reason why you see me do a lot of curve type stuff in my designs. Another is that I want to minimize stresses, because you can make a part strong not simply by making it solid, because sometimes a solid piece is not strong. It's the way you channel forces, stresses. Like, for example, think of a bulletproof vest. You got a lot of kinetic energy, and if you can change that kinetic energy and distribute that energy around, you can strengthen that bulletproof vest to make it more efficient, more effective. Or like you can imagine, like the windows of an airliner, they're rounded, they're not at corners. It has to minimize stresses. And so if I do a lot of curves, it's going to minimize stresses on these small, thin pieces. Not only that, but some printers, not everyone, sometimes the cheaper printers, if you do, I'm going to just do 0.25 now. I mean 0.5. That's sometimes the cheap printers, they sometimes won't handle edges very well. Sometimes, if you have a thick piece with an edge, it's going to handle that edge fairly decently. But if you have a thin piece, and this is where I notice a lot of printers, especially the cheaper they get, they don't really print very well on thinner pieces, thinner parts. So if you're doing a lot of like 1/18 scale design stuff, and you do something with a filament printer and it's it's thin, you may end up seeing that there's missing segments where the filament did not reach all the way to a wall, and so you have these little gaps, these little openings. And one way to get around it is make that area thicker. And so, but I don't want to make everything thick, so what I do is I beef up just that edge area with a little bit more material. So this part here, for example, is thicker than that section there. So I know that section is going to print well, and then when it gets to the edges, it's going to build up more material, and it's going to end up doing a better print. Plus, being curved like that, it's going to also help in terms of stresses. So let me save this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make an outline, copy, sketch. I just want to copy this. I don't want to do bidirectional. I just want to do very small 0.25. I am going to, well, yeah, this is just a fast way for me to, instead of making a line, well, no. I'm gonna do this. Watch. Features, no, not features. Sorry, sketch. You see, I'm not thinking too sharply. Maybe I need to wake up more. Maybe I really need to wake up more. Or need more coffee, is what I'm saying. I don't know. But anyway, let me maybe I need more sleep. Went to sleep about 2:30, 3 a.m. Woke up around 8. I tried to go back to sleep. Yeah, so I say I wake up a little bit late. It feels late. Maybe that's not correct. Saying that I woke up late. Because when I think about it, it's like, what, 5 hours sleeping? And I did wake up a few times at night. I'm going to save this in case I need to use it again. So I'm just going to save this sketch like that. In a little bit, I will check to see if there's any comments. Okay, checking right now if there's any comments. I need to refresh my Facebook page. Okay. So what I need to do here is go New, Part. And I'm going to go and just do top plane. Then I'm going to go Sketch, and then paste this. What I intend to do with this model is just basically make the overall design. I may not do any details because honestly, I'm not really feeling up to it in terms of feeling so sleepy still. But I want to do details. I want to basically get this to the point where I can start printing it right away and put it on the store. I don't want to have to do a part 2 on this video. So I'm going to try to push myself, but we'll see. So what I want to do here is that I want to do, well, let me show you what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to make this a nice thickness of about 2 millimeters thick. Maybe I should do a little bit more because I just thought, let me make this 3 millimeters thick. This is probably too thick, but I just thought in terms of detail. I just thought of a little sci-fi looking detail I'm going to do. So this gives me enough room to do some cutaways. Save this as I named it as stand A, so let's call this one stand B. This is more of a cover. Let me go cover. And cover. 1-1. Boom. Okay. Excuse me. Assembly. So I haven't saved the assembly yet. So now do the assembly. Okay, you can see, let me go and do remove all of these additional stuff, so hide all types. So here is the acrylic platform. I'll change the cover. Let me change the color now. But the easiest way to change the color is simply by specifying material. What is this one going to do? Slightly blue. Let's see how this looks. Maybe I should make this one, let's say use real view graphics. Now let's make the Let's do Ambient Occlusion. Okay. Perspective. Okay. So let's do that. Okay, so I'll save this. Treadmill 1. Okay, so let's call this one assembly. ER treadmill 1. Let's say 1-1 in case I do another version. So I think what I'll do with this acrylic is do a little pattern. Why is it taking so long to save? I'm doing everything through my cloud, my personal cloud, so I'm not like going over the internet. This is my intranet. I don't know why it's taking forever. Do I need to reset my router? I hope not. Let's see if I have internet access. Apparently I do have internet access. Let me get into Facebook. Oh, I can see StreamYard. Okay, I got into Facebook. So it's not my internet. It's still saving. Why is it taking forever? I don't know. I hope it didn't, like, crash. Come on. It's just a simple save. Ah, finally. Finally it did it too. Why did it take so long? I don't know. Anyway. So let me do this. Let me jump to the acrylic. Let me select that surface there. Go change the view to there. Let's go sketch. Let me do center line. Let me go all the way 90 degrees. Okay, let's do 2 circles. Something I can clip on the top, and then let's have this thing go in 3 millimeters. Better yet, let's do like 5 millimeters in. Let's make it 6 millimeters in. No, let's do 5 millimeters in. That's fine. And let's do an inner ring. Let's do it from this. Let's do an offset for using this middle ring here of 10. Let's try 15 millimeters. Or reverse. Let's make it 20 millimeters. Might look too much. Let's go back to, let's make it 18 millimeters, somewhere in between. Okay, so let's make this one, yeah, this is fine. Let's make this one into a construction line. Then let's trim this stuff off. So what I was saying is, going back to a virtual office type thing is, let's see if I go 1 bidirectional and then do end caps. Yeah, that might look good. Maybe needs to be more 0.5. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. It's more of a. What I'm gonna do is try to cut away this or make it into some sort of engraving. I'm still unsure, so I'm just gonna leave it as with the idea of doing an engraving for detail. I am not sure yet because I don't want this to be spending 2 hours, 3 hours laser engraving. I might just make this one into an outline. That would be faster. So anyway, with that said, let me just go ahead and make this into an array. And we'll just eyeball it. 12, yeah, that looks good. Then I'm going to go Extruded Cut. And make this about 0.25 Extruded Cuts. If I ever have to 3D print this, I'll, instead of make this one into a cut, I'll make this one into an extrusion. Something like that. So save. Okay. So now this is how it looks. So something like this. Okay, so back to the office thing. What I want to be able to do is work from within my startup room. And rather than use a third-party room. Maybe this is too thick. So I want to mate. I want to mate, let's say, this to here. Okay. At this moment, it'll rotate around that point. So let's make the next mate here to here. And yeah, okay. I was just thinking. So I want to sneeze. Earlier today, somebody in another condo unit was smoking, and I am allergic to cigarette smoke. So I feel like I want to sneeze still. Yeah, this might be too thick. 3 millimeters might be too thick. So what I want to do in my virtual room is be able to do an object like this, okay? And then simply import it, load it into my VR room, start room. Instead of having to use a third-party tool, 0.25. Something like that. Yeah, that VR thing might, that might be too thick. So if I make it 2 millimeters, I'll have to do something different in terms of the greebles. Yeah, I want to sneeze. So what usually will happen to me when someone cigarette smokes and I smell it, I breathe it in, is about 20 minutes later, I will start getting itchy eyes and I want to sneeze, things like that. But usually, on average, it's about a 20-minute delay. So I probably won't react right away in the vicinity of someone. So like if I step out of a supermarket and I go to my car and someone's outside smoking, 20 minutes later, I'll start, getting itchy eyes and things like that. So doesn't help that I'm still feeling sleepy. Oh, so let's make this one 2. I could make it 1.5. Let's try 2 millimeters. And let's try sketch. Select this to the wall. And what I want to do is make an interesting cut. I don't know if I need that circle, but I certainly do need this line. Because I'm thinking of making an offset, the second line. Say 2, that's too little. 4, let's try that. Change direction. Maybe make it 3. Something like that. I'm still not sure. And then I take this, do an offset. I'm going to do 2 lines. So that's bidirectional base. And I want to do this with about, let's say, 8. How that would look. Yeah, 8 looks fine. This, so that I trim it off. And make this one to a construction line. So basically use it as a guide. Select all of this. Circular cut. Let's see, this is an octagon, so do 8 sides. I could make this one. If I do an extruded cut, how much do I want to make this one to an extrusion? I mean, in the extruded cuts. So I just want to, if I do 1, remember it was about it was about 2.5 or 2 millimeters, so that's half. So 0.5, would that look good? In terms of greebles? So this spacing is 1.5. Yeah, let's try that. Let's see how that will look. Can I do something more? Can I go chamfer? Uh, 1.5. Let's see if I do something like that. It's going to be tricky in terms of printing it. I would have to make it thicker. But and this doesn't really look so great. Let's get rid of this. Say yes, get rid of it. Let's go. Let's try something else. Let's select. I want to do top view. Oh, yes. So let's select that. Let's go sketch. Let's do a little spacing right here. Offset. Let's try 1. Reverse direction. Let's do cap ends. Let's go lines. Let's make it a little bit less. Let's just try 0.5. Let's see how that might look. The nice thing is that I can make this one deeper if I need to. So take this and reproduce this 8 times. So back to the office thing, what I want to do is be able to take an object and showcase my object without having to use some third-party, tool to use it. It doesn't have to be like a virtual store or something like that. It just has to be the ability to load up an object so I can make a video or something like that of it. I can see later down the line it would be nice to do some sort of virtual showroom and have virtual objects so people can walk into a virtual part of my store, the DioWarriors store, and interact with virtual objects and say, yeah, I like this pivot table, I like this examination table, I like this conference table, I want to order this, that kind of thing. I would love to be able to do something like that. I don't want to have to do it myself. I'm a programmer. I know how to program stuff. I can learn new ways. I can get involved with Unreal Engine or Unity or some other programming tool. Yeah, I can do all of that. Stuff like that's not beyond my skills. It takes time. It takes time to start it from scratch if you haven't done it already. It takes time to get used to it, really, to do it right. You can't just really plunge right in. So all these things take time, and that's what I don't truly have. I am doing a lot of designs. I don't really have time to go back and be a programmer. So today I also saw someone using 0.75. Let's try this. Someone using how would that look? No. Maybe. Well, I got some other little ideas that just came to mind. What if I did this? Watch. What if I did sketch, do this. So today I saw someone use Blender VR, and I didn't realize Blender VR had gotten this good. I was rather impressed. And they did a quick little video on setting up Blender VR. And so basically designing things in VR using Blender within the environment. And I thought that was fairly impressive. So what I'm thinking about is what if I use Blender? And I'm someone who never really liked using Blender. I've always felt Blender was too bloated in many ways. And of course, since the last time I used Blender, that was a few years before Blender started to have I don't want to say a rewrite, but there was an effort to make Blender's interface better. So when I started to use Blender was in the earlier days when Blender was convoluted and it's like I don't know how it is now, but back then it was a mess. And I didn't like using Blender back then because of that. So let me do this. Let me make a line here that I can cut. But perhaps Blender VR would have a better experience for me. And if so, maybe Blender VR might be the way to easily or quickly make a virtual environment, like a showcase, like a showroom, where I can show my stuff without actually having to. But you see, what I want to do is not necessarily have a programming project where, let's say, I want to show an object, so I load it into my virtual room, let's say done in Blender. What I want to do is to have the convenience of, here's the room. I come up with this prop today, I come up with this prop tomorrow, I come up with 2 props the following day. I can be prolific with these props. And plus, if I have a whole bunch of props, which I do, I have hundreds really, I can act, it will take, how would I say it? I don't want to be bogged down, loading an object like some sort of 3D, art project into. What I want to be able to do is as easily as going to a program and say File, Open, and then select a file, and boom, here it is. And this is how it looks, and here it is inside of a virtual store. As easy as loading a JPEG graphic in a third-party hosted website. That would be ideal. But nothing like that exists yet. It's still so new. It's still in the works. And so that's one reason why I say I'm going to make this one into construction. That's one reason why I say I'm rather glad to see that there are updates with the start room, or whatever it's called, that they're doing updates with it. So I can make this 1 millimeter. That might be good at an angle. Bidirectional. So 1 millimeter base geometry. What's the angle here? 22.5. Can I do this? This is something I don't really do. Make arrays like this at an angle. Gotta go 22.5. Okay, good. So then I do let's say 2 millimeters. So that's 1 millimeter gap in between. That may be okay. Then I could have, I could do it like that, a little bit into the next. Well, do I really want to? Maybe not. So if I go 4, if I make this one 2 points, 2.5, too much of a gap. 1.5, half a millimeter. Oh, I smell my wife is making some cooking. Smells pretty good. 1.75. Okay, I'll do it like this, 1.75. And I'm just going to get rid of this. I am going to block all of this in. I am going to deselect this. And I'm going to say mirror. Where do I want to mirror this? I'm going to mirror from here. There. Okay. So what I can do here is, let me get rid of this line there. I really don't need it. And let me make a copy, an array, circular pattern, 8 times. And then let me extrude it. Yeah, it smells good. I don't know what she's cooking. Features up to here. Oh. Yeah, do I want to make it all the way? Maybe not. That's half a millimeter. Well, yeah, it is all the way, huh? Yeah, about that. So, okay, let's just do it like that. Let me go and save this. Just in case there's a crash, that kind of thing. Let me also do a fillet rather than chamfer. If I do, can I do this? But I really need to be able to see other areas. Really needs to be bore, I think. 0.75. Yeah, so that, yeah, okay. So something like this. Let me I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do all these sides. I just want to just do the front. If I do this, it's going to do no, almost. No, this is too much. And this is, of course, everything. So no, I don't want to do this. Go away. So I got to do, this kind of monotonous. So let me see if there's any comments that might help me, keep things going, keep things fresh. I know Saturday mornings not a great time for streaming, live broadcast. It's just that I'm in the mood to do some stuff, some new stuff, and some updates on old stuff. One thing that got me into the mood is there's this new person who just started posting some nice looking props, 3D printed in a resin printer, and they're sci-fi looking. They're like containers and things. They have a nice little aesthetic to them, and I like it. It's not my style, but it works. It works in a sci-fi setting, and I like that. And so, looking at his recent uploads, this is a new person, and I can sense the enthusiasm on his work, and I like that. I like that a lot too. It's even more than the actual objects, because it kind of rubs off when you see someone else excited about collecting figures, excited about getting a new figure, excited about design, excited about building a diorama. It rubs off, and then I become interested in doing my own version or my own take. It's just that right now I feel tired. I feel sleepy. Oh, no, 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 I don't want that. I could just go to here and say delete. There. Okay. Yeah. I feel sleepy. And so I probably didn't get enough sleep. So yesterday I was watching TV, on the couch, and ended up dozing off on the couch. Not once, but twice. And but none of that contributes to sleeping, apparently. What I also want to do, and I can't really do that right now, is I want to clean up, this room, and so I wish I could do a video, just spring cleaning kind of thing. Maybe that's for later. Maybe when it's actually spring, I can actually do that. Oh, did I do everything? Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 Aha! Look at that. Save. Okay. Now what I really need to do too is do the same thing for the outside area. So let me try this. Might work better. Oh, look at that. Need to do less. 0.5. So, as you all know, I am a Star Trek fan. But I am not a Star Trek fan of the new stuff that's going on. Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard. To me, and I don't use profanity, but if I could, if I was a person who would use profanity, I'll say all the new stuff, this Kelvin timeline, this J.J. Abrams Star Trek, this Alex Kurtzman Star Trek, this Bad Robot Star Trek, all the stuff that CBS is Paramount CBS or whatever they call themselves nowadays is doing is worth profanity, really. Star Trek had a very good formula set up. A lot of people will say it was a liberal view or something like that. In reality, no. And there's been people who know Gene Roddenberry better than a typical fan. I'm a typical fan, and they have done videos explaining that it was a humanist vision of the future, and they'll go into explaining about what do they mean by humanist vision as opposed to a liberal vision or something like that. And but I don't want to get into explaining what humanist is all about. But you can kind of piece it together. It is highlighting humanity, and I don't want to say highlighting the best of humanity because maybe there's dark sides of humanists. If you do a humanist future showing a dystopian future, dark side of humanity. But anyway, so there's probably a few aspects of it I'll get wrong. So I don't really want to get into too much detail. But what I do want to say is the basic formula on the classic Star Trek, and I don't mean necessarily the original series, but it's also about like Captain Picard, the Next Generation series, Voyager, Enterprise, things like that, Deep Space Nine, is highlighting a future where humanity has overcome the strife of prejudice that our modern day societies tend to have. I do think our modern societies are getting better. I do think that there are elements that don't want that to change. I think there are groups that find it beneficial for a divide and conquer type of scenario to keep people hating people, or people hating agendas, or people hating, things. I think there are groups where they do want people to hate things, whether it's people or a message, or whatever. But I think the classic Star Trek stuff showed humanity beyond all of that. And in that sense, it showed humanity being the best that humanity can offer, and has moved beyond the confines of real world Earth, real world politics, real world prejudices, real world adversity. And humanity has it has gone, beyond real world science, limiting science into the future. So humans were now not just being like, other aliens like you saw, like you would see on typical sci-fi of that era. Now humans were the aliens going abroad on human designed spaceships using technology, a lot of it designed by humans. I won't say exclusively, okay, but the idea is, yeah, it's the Federation. It's not just humans, but the idea is that you have, humanity, humans, people from Earth, involved in a galactic society, not as earthbound people at the whims of aliens, but we are going beyond our solar system, beyond our, immediate star system, and going into, vast, far areas of the galaxy. So, we're the aliens, and we're exploring and doing things. And I think it showed really the best of humanity. And there's a lot of studies to show, that the next generation, not next generation, the classic Star Trek stuff, the original series, with you have a human bridge crew. It's multiracial bridge crew. You also have multinational bridge crew. You have American accents. You have Scottish accents. You have Russian accents. You have people from different races there. You have not only that, but you also have different species. You have an alien species. You have Spock, and so that formula translated into other series. You end up having an android. You end up having a Klingon. You end up having Vulcan. You end up having female captain. Janeway. You had so Star Trek show that everyone can get along. So you have that Vulcan phrase, infinite diversity equals, or infinite possibilities, or something like that. And it highlights we're all different, and even though we're different, we make the whole stronger. And if you look at humanity itself, yes, that's true. If you look at humanity, as in terms of the Federation, yeah, that's true. If you look at different episodes, you find that's true. Little episode stuff, like for example, you have something that affects the ship. Everybody gets knocked out except for Commander Data. And it's nice to see an episode where Commander Data jumps into action, and he uh, protects the ship. The ship can be run, the Enterprise can be run automatically, through automation. We see Dr. Crusher set the ship to go from one star system to another automatically. So there's auto navigate. You see Data locking out computer access codes, so um, threats can't take over the ship. You see things like that happen with in Voyager, in the original series, things like that. So different species have different weaknesses and different strengths. Life forms have weaknesses, and you can have an artificial life form that doesn't have those same kind of weaknesses become a strength to the whole. So the more diverse, so diversity does add strength to the whole. You see that with different real world societies. You see that with the American melting pot. You see that in general as a whole. You see that different technologies, being able to integrate computers and cell phone and other stuff. So it's a real thing. What really drives me up the wall with something like Star Trek Discovery is you're watching, in my opinion, you're watching a dysfunctional family. You're watching people who shouldn't be rewarded for taking over a ship, taking over command, and that's what they're doing. And then there's it's not even pseudoscience. It's stupid science. I mean, it's one thing after the other. It's Star Trek Discovery is a freaking mess. Like I said, it's worthy of profanity. And I'm not someone who likes doing profanity, or you don't see me in an everyday situation, you know, saying things, profanity. It's not part of me. That's not me. But when it comes to Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard, oh gosh, I don't want to hold back. You know what I'm saying? Oh gosh, it's a mess. And I feel the same way about Star Wars. Not about The Mandalorian, not about the Book of Boba Fett. I think those things are actually well done. I think also was well done The Bad Batch, Clone Wars, things like that. What drives me up the wall is this new stuff that the three sequel movies, the Kathleen Kennedy type stuff. I find it a mess. I don't find it enjoyable at all. So I look at something like this Starship Cruiser hotel that they're doing, and I find that a mess. It's expensive. I'm not going to go on it, not unless I win the lottery. And even then, if I win the lottery, let's say big, several $1 million worth of winnings, do you really think I will take that money or some of that money, and put it to something like Star Wars Disney? No. What I would end up doing, unless I want to do like a video, like some sort of, this is how it looks, everybody. Here's a video showing the Disney Star Wars themed stuff. Unless I can see that. But if I wanted a Star Wars experience, you know, make a man cave with Star Wars theme. Make an entertainment room, Star Wars theme. Personally, I'd rather Star Trek theme. Touchscreen interfaces all over the place. And there's projects out there that have an LCARS interface to do a Star Trek thing. I'd rather that. I wouldn't go overboard and make it too much Star Trek, but I would do it, with a nice balance that fits my aesthetics. So I would do that instead. Same thing with Star Wars. If I have money to burn, I'd rather just convert a room, if I have to spend $6,000 just for a simple experience in their Star Cruiser hotel, I would rather spend $6,000, make this room into a Star Wars experience here. That would probably improve a YouTube channel. People will probably view, sign up, join up just to see me inside of a Star Wars environment. I think I need to get something to drink. Let me see if I have any juice in the fridge. If not, I'll just get some tea and I'll bring the tea here. So what I'm doing here is making a cover. Just want something techno looking. And I'm thinking, as I'm doing this, besides talking, I'm also thinking about redoing the hollow table. Somebody was asking earlier this week about taking the old hologram table that I have and upgrading it, making it available. So I'm thinking maybe I should do a similar type of aesthetics like you see me doing here. One thing, I might use this treadmill as that. That might be something. I am thinking also that if I do the treadmill thing, I probably won't make it so a person can see in the real world. Okay, what goes on is a person is on the treadmill, and as the person rotates, the harness the person is on. Okay, my fingers is the harness, rotates around. Also, I probably won't do that because I think to do it justice, it will really require more a bigger scale to really make it look good. I am thinking so probably what I'll end up doing is just making an attachment that attaches to these holes here, and the attachment having the harness that supports the figure. I will probably just simulate like it's on a turntable so that the harness can move around. I don't think I would actually make a real turret type of assembly. Not for this particular scale. Doing it for 6-inch, yeah, I could see that. Anyway, so let's see how this looks. Yes. Look at that. Not too bad. Now if you look at this is something I don't like. Since this is a cover, I'm going to have to make this part of the wall here overlap the acrylic, so it locks the acrylic into place. So what I did here is I made this. I'm going to get rid of that. Delete. Yes. And I did at the bottom also. I'm going to get rid of that. Delete. Yes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the bottom right here. I'm going to say sketch, sketch, sketch. And I'm going to make an offset. Let's see if I make it, let's just say 1.5. Let's see how this looks. I want to do bidirectional, so I'm going to go reverse. I don't need to make it all the way to the top. In fact, let's do offset from surface. Let's see, offset from surface. So what's the surface? This one. What's the offset? Let's make it 1. Well, if I do 1, it's right there. Yeah, let's do 1. Just 1. 1 millimeter offset. Okay, let's go back and do, let's put back the that little fillet there. Now I'm going to just see how it looks in the assembly. I'm thinking this inner part, maybe I could just do a chamfer. So that's how it looks here. So let's see how it looks with a chamfer. The offset was just 1, so let's just do this one as 1. Maybe a little bit more, huh? 1.5. Yeah, maybe. So see how that looks. And I can do some little rounded areas there, so it's not just direct chamfer like that. Let's just say 0.5. How does this look there? Let's see, how does this look here? Oh, this is going to look nice, I think. Save this. And I'm thinking of getting the tea right now. I am getting thirsty. Yes. Yeah, look at that. Save. Okay, let me just see if there's any comments. It's been a while since I've looked. I don't see anything. Too bad. Because I'm looking forward to comments. So, okay, let me just go ahead and end. Let me mute the microphone a little bit, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Back for some action. Yeah, big, huge mug. Got one of these skull mugs from Walmart. Do they have an alien one? I'd rather drink tea from an alien-looking mug rather than a skull. Yeah. So anyway, got some serious tea here. Drinks tea from a skull mug. So okay. Hey, maybe I should send a message to some folks. Okay, now let's see. Getting back to it. I really need to get back to doing uh like Google Hangouts, things like that. I don't really need to. So I like the way this is coming out. So what I would like to do here, this is about 75 millimeters. So let's see. If I have a figure on here, mate. No, that mate. Sorry. I want to do a little sketch. I just want to see how this might look. So if I have a figure right here, let's see. Let's do sketch. This is all temporary. Center line. Want to sneeze again. So figure is about 100 millimeters tall. 1/18 scale figure. So a harness really has to go up about this much to a figure. So it can be like a belt. So that's about, let's get a catapult. $50 is about the leg. So on this one, 60 millimeters. It's about the upper waist, really. $61 something like that. So let's shoot for 60 millimeters as the top. So I'm going to make this about 60 millimeters tall. So let's go to this. $66.0. Okay. But what I need to do there is not truly make it 60. What I need to do is, from this point of view, if I make something about 3 millimeters, I do some sort of structure, and then I go up to 60. It's about 55, okay. So I need to make it more like 65. Let's do this. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and save this. Yeah, save. Oh, there's one person on Star Trek Online. I want to see if their video is going to go live today. I usually follow this guy. Let's see. My wife and I, we refer to this guy as the guy with the dog, even though he rarely ever shows his dog on the screen. YouTube. Let me see if he's. Let's see if he has an upcoming event to go live. Videos. February 12th. Is he going live today? I don't think he's going live today. His name is his channel name is Ra Addi, RA space ADI, and well, I don't think he's going live right now. That's too bad, because I like when he's active doing things. I like getting online and just hanging out, because what happens is that on many cases for Star Trek Online, folks build ships and they make videos, and they show very advanced knowledge of all the consoles and items in the game, and but they make videos specific to I don't want to make a rail for this, so they make videos where I'm just thinking, sorry. So they make videos where they put these recipes together on doing some awesome ships and or the characters themselves, and of course everyone has fun in their own way. And I know some people talking about a dog. There's a dog running loose outside, going into the water, and it's got the leash on the grass. I don't see an owner. I don't see a human nearby. But the dog is just into the water and just looking around. He's wagging his tail. Okay, there's a human running. Anyway. So the dog's happy to be out. Okay, dog's not going to dry itself off. You're just running. So the dog likes being wet. So, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so there's many ways to have fun, especially with something like a game like Star Trek Online. And so some people have fun, by playing for the numbers or so. I'm wondering. I think I need to do this hole, and this hole, 3 holes at a time. So, so people are, there are some people who play for the numbers, and the highest score, the highest number of whatever, play by the numbers, the highest amount of damage possible. And other people play by visuals. They want to do an awesome looking ship. They want to do an awesome looking character and have very good looking uniform, very good looking bridge crew, uh, or specialized bridge crews and things like that. And there's others who don't care about any of that. They just want to have fun. And so, so they play for fun, and they don't necessarily play for the highest score, things like that. And then others who don't care about any of that either, and they have fun. Others they want to be explorers, and so they spend their time more like exploring, adventuring here, adventuring there, doing the online stories, and not going for the highest number of kills. And there's others who they like to do player versus player. They want to be a player killer, and or they just simply like the competition of fighting another player, because another player is going to come up with uh, strategies and techniques that a computer controlled character will not. So make things a bit more interesting. And when I was back doing MUD games, in particular, MUD meaning massive user domain, or multi-user domain, and it was one of those those type of text games where it's like Dungeons and Dragons style, where you log in and you interact with other players who are also role playing their persona. So you're role playing your persona, they're role playing their persona. And so the etiquette back then was no real world topics. It's all part of the make believe environment of the game. Keep it in game. And so you had and all this was text based. So you come up with room descriptions based on text. And that's the type of stuff that I liked. Was I I was a programmer, and going to LSU at the time. So and so I would relax and do my thing by I'm just curious, by playing that game, or playing a MUD game like that. I think I'm going to leave it like this. And the thing about it is, I'm just thinking. Yeah, this is probably okay. I'm going ahead and copy this. Make another object. Now the thing is that with the aesthetics, let me make a marker actually, so I can, just in case I want to work around these aesthetics. I mean these greebles that I have here. I'll just do it like this, just one. Okay, so, and let me just do one in the middle. Okay. So copy all of this. Copy. Okay, I'm going to keep the sketch here for future reference. Save. So back in those days, what I noticed is you got at least 3 different kinds of people, different kinds of players. Those who want to socialize, those who want to explore, and those who are player killers. They take their fun ambushing and killing other players. So a lot of these games these days, I think, I am not a big game expert, such as Star Trek Online, they have a section for player versus player. So you can't just roam around ambushing other players. I think maybe EVE Online has like areas where it's a safe zone where players are safe from attack. But when you venture outside of those, safe zones. It's open season. But Star Trek Online is a little bit more enjoyable, I think, in my opinion, in that it focuses on being fun. So, you know, all players are basically safe unless they want to go into a player versus player area and battle it out. And you know, so it has those types of features for people who like that kind of thing. And I want to do a mirror. What I want to do here at the moment is, I guess I could do this. I could copy this. Copy. And let me make this into an extrusion. And let's do 2 millimeters is going to be okay. Not too thin, not too thick. Just thin enough. See, I haven't actually sneezed from, you know, taking a whiff of that cigarette smoke from earlier, but it just lingers on. I still have an itchy eye that kind of roams around. So just, and I'm sure this place has a little bit of that still. I wonder if I open up the window, if I can make a cross breeze. Because I know the wind is blowing from outside that direction in like this. And we got the porch window open just a little bit, but maybe not enough to really make a breeze. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I can hear people talking downstairs. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm most likely going to include greebles in this section. But, oh gosh. What I'm going to do, though, is that this circle and this circle, I'm going to have a piece that's going to come up. And I want to print it flat, but it's not going to come out flat the way I had hoped, mostly because of the curve. If I did it just only on that circle and that circle, yeah, life would be easier. But I think it's going to be too slim, and it's not going to be really believable. Let me just do this. Sketch. Let me see the distance. Come on. Sketch. What's the distance between here and here? 35.78. Well, maybe it might actually work. So I got a figure. Okay. 35. Yeah, it actually would work. So I should make it right there instead. Okay, so I'm going to make this smaller. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the drawing board here. And I'm going to say this one, I'm going to say sketch. Okay, so what I can do is cut this off right there. Like that. And then I can make everything else into a construction line. So all of this can be construction line. Okay, and so then now I'm working only with this. Good. Now, what I want to do, yeah, I can leave it as a circle here. What I want to do is save. Is okay, well, save the part. What do I call this one now? What do I call the back part? I don't want to call it a stand. I really don't know what to call this one. Part A. Let's just call that 1-1. And so what I'm going to do here is I want to make a simple structure. Center line. I want this here to there. 32. Okay, and then I want to do a circle, but make the circle a little bit tighter. Well, do I want to make it tighter? I don't think I need to make it tighter. I think I can do it like this. Okay, something like this. What I want to do is make like a border, the edge. Something like this. And I want to something like this. I'm just kind of winging this as I do. Yeah, something like that. And then to the semicircle, let me just do it as an arc. And then, so this to the front. I mean, extend this to the front, sorry. Here, extend, come on. Okay, like that. Oh yeah, what I'm going to do here is do the back part. Trim these things off. Yeah, so talking about Star Trek Online. Maybe something like this. I don't know how this is going to end up looking. So getting back to Star Trek Online is so it's actually a very fun game. And I think the folks at Star Trek Online do a better job at doing stories than the folks who do Star Trek Discovery and such. Things make better sense. They seem that it blends better. Especially, well, without going into a lot of details, I really think they do a better job. To me, they do like a better script than the folks who are doing Discovery and such. They're looking into pleasing the players, and I don't find anything like that with the folks who are doing Star Trek Discovery. It's like they don't care about the viewers. They're just, anyway. Yeah, that just, it's this big sour point to everything. So I'm trying to determine the aesthetics here. I think something like this, and then I can have a piece something like that. Let's just see. So I'm going to eliminate there, eliminate there, eliminate that, eliminate this, eliminate this. Something like this. So anyway, back with to Star Trek Online. Yeah, you got different kinds of people who are doing different kinds of ships and different kinds of things, and they're doing some fantastic stuff, and they post these fantastic recipes, and yeah, you can learn a lot from some of these people. And so with me, I don't play by the high score numbers. I basically just want to have fun. And okay, something like that. But of course, I want to be able to go into a battle situation and have a challenge, of course. But I want to come out winning every time. I want to go in there and increasing my chances of survival each and every time. So I do watch these videos of people posting these recipes on very, very powerful, effective ships. The only thing I think of as a problem for me as a player and as a viewer is that the ships that they show are often played on the most difficult level. And I'm nowhere near that level of gameplay. Nowhere near that at all. Okay, so let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to save this as is. Okay, save it. Oh, maybe it's cool enough to drink. It was so hot. Definitely better. Yeah, my voice, my throat, my mouth feels better now. Okay, good. So then I'm going to go to File, New, Part. Okay. And let's see, I'm going to select the easiest would be to select the top plane like I've been doing, and then just extrude going up, I think. So let's try this. Select, paste. And what I'm going to do here is grab it from here. Okay, good. Well, then let's do this. I don't know. Let's make a center line. Let's just grab it like that. Copy and paste. Grab this, move it to there. Let's go. Let's make this. What did we say? 55 features there. $55. I'm going to select which contours. This. Okay. Now, what I need to do is beautify this. I don't need to have. You know, I'm saying I don't need to have, but maybe I actually do. See, what I want to do is I want to print this flat like that. Now, because this is easy to peg, what I need to do is let me grab this. Here we go, sketch, and just see what is the midpoint right here. Features, sketch. $27.5, okay. But what I'm thinking of doing is oh gosh, I don't know. This is where there's some. It's a nice challenge to determine or try to figure out. Let me try this. You know, try to figure out an approach, and that's what I'm doing here. First of all, I don't know how I'm going to make this shaped out. What I am thinking is that I need access to put a peg, and either the part can be open and I can insert the peg manually into here, or perhaps I can have it from the top and I can have this section just cut away till right about there, and just so that way I can put a peg from the outside, just go and just insert it like this. But that will leave. I'm wondering if how would I say? I don't want to make the frame part too narrow, too slim. I have an idea. Okay, I have an idea. Let's do this. Let's go to here on top. Let's go sketch, and let's cut this away. Let's do this. Make an arc right here to there. An arc right here to there. And this to here. Now, maybe I could just simply go straight across. Try like that. And let's do a mirror of this. Or 274.5, 247.5, and I don't know. Copy, paste. I'm curious. So it is the same. How about that? Okay. Then I'm going to just copy this. Make a mirror right there. There you go. Features, extruded cut. And then I want to offset it about at least 2 to 3 millimeters up. So let's say instead of 55, let's say 52. And I want to do it from here. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm not thinking. Oh, 3 millimeters there. And then what I can do here is sketch. What I wish I can do is make it kind of triangular. You know, like from here to here, you know, just have the thing going up triangular. Something like that. So let's see how this will look. Center line. Okay. And I'm going to block it all in and mirror. Now here's the big challenge. How thick can I make this? No, I can't do it like that. No. Stop this. I have to work at it from the other end, this side here. And go sketch. This might be a little bit on the ugly side. It's about half, and I'm going to do half. So maybe if I can make this extrude going right up to the half. Cut. Okay, yes. And then I need to make a mirror. Yeah, so I'm not a player that plays with high numbers. I just want to have fun. And you know, so the person I do watch, that Ra Adi, however his name is pronounced, he also just plays to have fun, and so I like that. Features. And what I like is that when I see him online doing stuff, he's doing things like a regular player. Can I go up to vertex and just select this as the vertex? I don't want to. Maybe not. blind 1. This direction 1.5. So when this guy goes online and plays the game, he's logging in like everybody else who logs in, and so what I see a lot about some of these very fantastic people who make these very powerful ships, they often play the game in their own little group. And they have different settings. They, instead of playing like a normal difficulty level, they play at the highest difficulty, and they play it a lot with a closed group. So I noticed recently that there's these events, and they have been joining in these events, but keep it within their group. So you can specify, like, for example, you want to play this event, and then you specify this person, that person, that person to join your group. And so I know there's, I'm never going to have the chance to pilot my ship side by side with one of these elite players. First of all, they're at a level completely different than me, completely higher. And so it becomes, untouchable. And so to me, this other person, doesn't do any of that. He just takes, normal players and who are playing at, normal level, and he brings them into whatever event that he's playing. So, or you can get lucky and join an event at random, and just so happens he's playing the same event at random. And so it's a bit more tangible, a bit more relatable, and I kind of like that too. So you get all kinds of folks. I don't know if this is actually going to work with the triangle part like that, but I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to need to do a rectangle here. And I'm going to do an offset. Offset is a very good tool to use. I'll just say 5. That means it'll be 5 millimeters thick. Now, would that be too thick? Three millimeters would be good as a to make it look like it's thin but not too thin. With the triangle pieces there, it will make it look like it's well, when it prints, because I'll show you, I want to print it. I want to print it like this. So let's see how this works. Features, extruded cut. Up to the surface. Let's see, something to drink. Yeah, okay. I am thinking as I do this, I don't want to do it like that. So let's say I want to make this a little bit thicker. So I'm going to go say, I want to say sketch. I want to pad this a bit. Let's do with an offset, because I can go back in later and I can change the number of the offset very easily, doing what I needed to do. Let's try that. Let's make this one to 5. I just got a feeling. So let's make it thick. Let's go extruded. And I want to extrude the other direction up to the surface. There. And I want to cut away. Basically, I want to make a tab. Sketch. I'll just put a line. Center line. Make this 5. How would that look? Then from here to here, 3. Okay, yeah. So 5 is fine. Offset 5 and 5. That makes 10. So it's a tab of 10 millimeters. Bidirectional. Okay, I want to make the tab here actually. The cutaway part here. There. So what I want to do is remove this, remove that, remove this, remove that, this to here, this to here. I want to copy this, I want to highlight it, that, select the construction line in the middle, make that into a mirror. Of course, the thing complains. That's why it turns into red as a manual repair. Offset segmentation. Let's try deleting that to see we got a good one. And then I'm going to go features, extruded cut. I want to cut the entire thing all the way to the back, up to the surface. And then I want to cut this just a little bit. Features. Sorry, not features, sketch right there. Then features. How thick is this? 5 millimeters? 4.5? 4 millimeters? 4.25? No. So I'm just going to make this one. I'm going to cancel. I'm not going to destroy what I did. I'm just going to determine how thick this is. Sketch. I just need to make a line. 4.27. Oh, okay. So then I go sketch, and then I go features, and I want to do 4.27. So 2 point. 135. About. Okay. So what I need to do here is I want to make it look like a tube. It was 3, so that's what 1.5. But I don't want to make it too much like a tube. So let's just say 1 millimeter. Let's try this. How will this look with 1 millimeter? 1 millimeter here. It does kind of look like a tube. Okay, let's do 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. So that, 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 and this. Okay. Yeah, today is going to be a busy day because I also need to work on order. Like I said yesterday with the doctor stuff, I'm just kind of out of it. Essentially, it was a lost day yesterday. So that, no, oh. Something like this. I know I could do more than one, direction with it, but I want to keep things a little bit under tighter control. So I want this to go there. Yeah. That to go there. Now what I want to do here is a different dimension because this is going to be like an inner tab. Come on, it didn't catch. We'll do 0.25. I just do this. Boom. There. This, and then one more all around it. Come on, it didn't catch. There. Okay, so let's see how this looks so far. So save. Part A, this is part B. I don't know what they call it. 1, oh, 2-2. That, my bad, I did 2-2 without verifying, and I clicked enter. File save as. I'm just going to call it 1-1. And then I'll go back in later, delete 2-2 because I'll save it as a second time. I want to do fillet 0.5. Let's see how this looks. Oh, good. Birds are singing. I like it when I hear happy birds. I like bird song. I want to make this into a cutaway. Sketch, center line. I want to do 3 millimeters. I want to do Hearing birdsong reminds me of when I grew up in New Orleans. You know, early days, doing a lot of stuff, backyard. When I got older, got into G.I. Joe and things, still doing things in the backyard. So I got to hear birds singing quite a bit. So these are familiar birds, you know, birds from birds, you know, that are from the southern U.S., around the Gulf of Mexico area. So, you know, New Orleans, those kind of birds are also present here in this part of Florida, up to the surface. So I'm going to try making this kind of tubular again, 1 millimeter. At the moment, just here and here. I know it's thicker. It's thicker. I'm not worried about that. So save. This is what I want to do. Let's go back to the assembly. And here it is. So let's see, what's the front? Isometric view. Okay, let's make it right here. Let's attach stuff to there. So assembly, insert component, part A. Oh, it has encountered a problem. Needs to close. I'm glad I saved things. This is a crash. Restart SolidWorks. Send your error report. Okay, restart SolidWorks. Your error report was sent successfully. Good. Yeah, so, you know, that's one reason why I save so much. Okay, I want the assembly. Bring it back. Rebuild the document? Yes. I want isometric view. Okay. File. Open. I want to open part A and part B. Part A here. And I want to open part B. File. Open. Okay. Let me go back and make sure that I'm sharing. Okay, here it is. Share. Share screen. Share screen. Window. SolidWorks. Share. Okay, then I can hide that little thingy. Okay. So then I get back to it. And then I go insert component, part A. There. And insert component, part B. Here. What happened to the nice aesthetics? Let's go real view graphics, ambient occlusion, and perspective. Save it again, just in case. Now, if I have a better video card, there's, you know, SolidWorks is a very specific type of machine. I mean, software. So it wants to work well with certain video cards. Just because you have the latest, greatest gaming card, that may not work at all. It should be the latest, greatest workstation card. And there are different extensions to do better looking renderings. So you can work with, in real time, you know, move parts around, interact, edit parts that have a real world shading. that looks like real iron, real brass, real copper, real gold, things like that. All kinds of different materials. I don't have that extension, I think, installed. I don't know what it's called. I'll have to ask my brother and he'll point out to it. Everything, when you get SolidWorks, when you start adding extensions, some of them may be free, some of them may be additional cost. I went bare bones. So I don't have, so there's a number of extensions I did not get because I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg and a kidney, you know. I just wanted to get up and going. So the software itself is roughly around $3,000 mark. And I didn't want to go more. So I didn't, you know, choose this extension, that extension. But I mean, you can go all out and really, if you got the money for it, you can really have a very state-of-the-art CAD stuff. I mean, you can do rocket stuff with this. I mean, really. 0.25. I mean, this is not like, you know, your hobbyist software. This is not it. This is an industry standard. Is it standard or de facto standard? Depends, but it is a standard. Make no mistake about that. It is a standard. .25. And I want to do up a little bit. Okay. So then I want this to insert into here, and this to insert to there. Okay. And then I want to do this to insert into here, and this to insert into there. Okay. So, I think this will work in terms of the aesthetics, in terms of the view. What I want to do now is what I want to do now is take the top part, this, get the sketch for it, copy the sketch. Okay, start up a new file, new part, top, go sketch, and paste. The sketch didn't kick in. It didn't lock in, so I'll go sketch. Yeah. I gotta go top, sketch, and paste. There I go. Control right here to here. Boom. Now what I want to do is features, make this I don't know, let's select contours, let's say 10 for the moment until I can settle on what I want to do. Let's look for this part B. And what I want to do is to have this tab fit into the part that I'm working on. So let's go sketch, Okay, what's the height? Here to here. So it's 5. Okay, I can close this and just take the top view here and go sketch. Center line. Whatever I do, I'm going to make a mirror of it. So that there and there, and here to here, and here to here. Then I just want to extend this, extend there, there, trim. Then I want to make a mirror of all of this to the other side. Good. So let's see if I can work with this. Copy. I'll leave this in place as reference. Save. Switch. There. Okay, so I said it was 5. Do I need to go all the way? Let's say 5.25 would 5.5 would be what I would do. So features. .5. Okay. I will have to work with the tab down here, so may have to do a mirror, huh? So sketch, paste. Then let's just do another center line. It'll be easier just to do this rather than trying to make sure it's okay. That's good. So mirror entities, instead of trying to rotate there. So that way, all I got to do is just mirror the thing, delete that. So copy. Okay, there. I want to do an offset of 0.25. 0.25. Offset. All of it. Base geometry. Okay. And features, cut. I just want to do 5. Let's say 5.5. I really want to do yeah 5.5. Okay. Now what I really want to do here is do this. Watch. Right here in the middle. This is going to be, I'm going to mirror around here. So, mirror, construction, okay. Something like that. I'm going to do a 1.5. And do this. want to make this with a 0.25 offset. Just right here. I don't want to select chain. Reverse. Okay. Then all I want to do now is do that, and then trim this off. Okay, now I want to mirror this. Aha, good. Then features. All the way down, up to the surface. Okay, so far. Let's do a little bit of a chamfer. So 1.5, I said it was out. 1.5. Okay. Save this. What do I call it? Part C, I guess. Part C. 1-1. Okay. I want to go to the assembly. That's there. The assembly, please. I'll go insert components. Part C. Right about there. So go mate. .25. This here. Okay, this here. Yep. 0.25. Look, okay, good. And then this to here also with a little spacing of 0.25. Okay, something like that. What I'm tempted to do is to kind of stop in this section here, because to do this right, I really want to put a figure more or less in the middle. And I want to do like some sort of grip, that comes out that I can, what is it called? A chopstick action going back and forth like that. What I want to do is I want to have that action, I guess like a tweezer, grab the figure's waist around that area. But I need to know how long I'm going to make it. So it might be kind of long, and then just kind of grip like that. And ideally to have a part like a belt that goes around. Or perhaps I can use a little bit of real world material to kind of loop it around like a belt, just like the real thing would be. Or I could try to make it like has an arm, and then one arm or both arms have a piece that, so it comes up, and then have a piece that does like this around the waist of the figure. So you come up, you adjust it, and then close it, something like that. It's doable, but what I need to do is to see how it will look with a figure already on it, and then I can kind of figure out the aesthetics. But it will be doable. Now, what I would do here is what I would do is reduce these holes, reduce their diameter, make it smaller, and I would round these areas around this corner, for example. I would round that, make it look nice and you know polished in that sense, like it's really manufactured. It has nice rounded contours for safety. In other words, no corners. Um, Now, in terms of other things, what I need to do here too is to I want to make something that's going to hold on the bottom part. Let me bring up file, open. There's a critic platform, assembly, stand A. Yeah, that's right here. And what I want to do is I want to copy the sketch because I want to work underneath it. Copy. And let me do, this is a little bit on the more complicated side. But you see, this is what separates a DioWarriors prop from most other people's stuff. And it's one reason why it takes so long shipping this, all these additional parts. Go top. But it's worth it. But then you have something really nice that no one else in the world has, really. It's not unique. Other people can buy it. But it's not like a Hasbro thing, where this is done really, done differently, done well. So what I want to do is to copy this there. I want to basically go here to the middle. I'm thinking okay, I have an idea how it's going to look. Okay, so what's the... Ooh, look at that. So let me try to copy this. Copy. So I make this an offset. I'll try to insert that copy right there. So yeah, like that. Bidirectional. Okay. What I will do here is remove the outside wall things here. So I guess today is a good day for golfing. I hear golfers out there. What I want to do now is select this, this, and this. Maybe I pressed the wrong key, I think. This, this, and this. Okay, then I want to go Mirror. No, not mirror, sorry. Circular sketch pattern. Eight. Go trim. Let's trim this off. And let's get rid of the inside. I don't want to get rid of all. I just want, because I want to keep one as reference. Get rid of all of these here. Okay. I want to make this into construction, so that way I keep it like that. Okay. And then I want to continue to trim this. Okay. So let's do this first. We'll do extruded boss base. Let's just make this 2. Then let's see, how would I do this? File, save as. Stand A, stand B. Let's call this one stand B. Sketch, sketch. I want to do another. Well, let's do this. I want to do a circle piece. Let me. I think I need to do. A. Let's go to sketch. Copy. And let's go to another part. File, new. Parts. Okay. And go to top plane. Sketch. Paste. Move this there. And features. Let's also make it 2. I'm not sure yet if this is how I'm going to make it look. But this has got to be stand C, right? Stand C. Okay, what I want to do now is go to the assembly. I want to go insert components. Stand B. I'm going to do this one upside down. Rotate. Let's say mate. It's the surface 0.25. There and here. Okay. Then I want to select this to here. Okay. And select this to here. Quad. Oh. Mate. This to here. Okay. Oh, good. The shadows at least seem to be following. Well, I don't know. I really don't want to do another assembly. Oh, it counted a crash. How about that? Restart. Okay, restart it. So another crash. So go back to the share once it comes up again. I'm going to see if there's any comments by going to Facebook. No? Okay, no comments. Okay, I got to go. Let me assembly. Well, that does that. Let me go to share screen, window, SolidWorks. Oh, come on. Share. Rebuild. Hide. Okay. What I suspect is causing the crash is the video settings that I was using. Come on. I'm just going to minimize this StreamYard stuff. For some reason, it's overlapping my SolidWorks window. Grr. It didn't save. Oh gosh. I gotta do that again. Insert components browse. Stand B. Grr. Select that. Move. Come on, move. Rotate. Insert components. Browse. Okay. Part C. So let me save this again. I know I saved it. This mate. .25. I hate doing double work. This to here. 0.25. This to here. Also 0.25. Now I want to make this to here. Make this to here. Make this to here. Make this to there. Make this to here. 0.25. This 0.25. To here. This 0.25 here. Just want to make sure I have a gap. I can go either way, above or below the part. I don't want to go below it. I want to be above it. So this to here. This to here. Before anything, I'm going to save it. Save. Okay, now I'm going to isometric view. Okay. Now I'm going to go to that part. I only have the assembly open, so I can go open. Stand B. Okay, this is going to be printed upside down like this. So what I want to do is sketch, sketch. select that. I'm going to do 8-sided octagon. Just want to make a simple 10 millimeter. I don't know. So there, this is 15. It says. Just want to make it simple as 10. Yeah, 10 millimeters up is fine. Sketch, sketch, sketch. Offset. Five. Okay, I want to go features. I want to go down. Up to surface. Down right about here. Okay. Then I want to do let's see, this, I'm going to go up. Actually, let me make the hexagon thing go up to about 2 millimeters more, about 12. And I want the middle piece here, sketch, sketch, a little cylinder. Let's see, I want it to go in. So let's do an offset. Yeah, 5 is fine. Features, I want to go up 10. Come on, features, 10. Okay. Something like this. I want to do something else. I want to come up to here. I want to go sketch, sketch. I don't know, I'm going to make this one 20 length because I want to make this one kind of interesting. I don't want it to be too bland, but I don't know how far I need to cut away some parts I'm thinking about. So let's make this one 2 millimeters, that's 4 millimeters. We could make it less. 1 millimeter, that means 2. Let's make it 1.5, so total 2 sides are going to be 3 millimeters thick. Bidirectional. Okay. I'm going to do a rotation, circular sketch pattern. Come on, circular sketch pattern. Why is it taking so long? after 2 crashes, probably something is still resident in memory. Okay, I want to make it up to the surface here. I think I need to make it further out. So let me go back to that sketch. Okay. Come on, I want here. I want to extend this there. Delete. Oh, I didn't press the right key. Delete. Yes. Delete. 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 Put this all the way there. And I want this to be right across like that. Okay, so now what I want to do here is circular. How come? I don't know why it's doing all of that. So I'll go okay. Okay, good. I don't know, it's kind of weird. So save this in case anything. So I want here. So we go sketch, sketch, sketch. I want to cut away this. Uh, 0.5. Something like this. Okay, I think I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go, I think I need a construction line in the middle. I'm just thinking. I think here's what I need. There. It's 15, 16, 10. Okay, 12. Yeah, 12 is fine. Okay. So then what I gotta do is I want this to go all the way to 12. Cannot drag, well, it's too bad. That and this to here. Okay, what I want to do is features, extruded cuts. I mean, revolved cut. The line that I want to revolve around is this one. So to go, okay. Unable to create. I hate it when it does stuff like this. Back to sketch mode. I'm just going to make an overall outside shape. And I'm going to just delete all this inside. And I'm just going to say just cut everything inside. Features, revolve cut. This, I'm going to rotate around that. Okay. There. Save. Okay, so the idea is, come on, switch. Yes. It's on a platform, 10 millimeters tall. Okay, I have an idea. Have an idea. Maybe it doesn't need to be so high up. Yeah, it doesn't need to be so high up. Let me do this. Let me work here. And let me just go sketch. I just want to do, come on, sketch. Lock in. And then I want to do the hexagon. 8. There. Let me cut away. Away 2. It's 10 millimeters, not too high up. Huh? You know, I'm going to leave it alone because it's only 10 millimeters. It's not very high up. So I'm going to say just in case I want to do something in the future, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to cut it. Save. Now I want to go to this one. I want to select. I know I'm not talking so much now. I'm, feeling a bit tired. Been working on this for several hours. But I gotta do other things as well. Now so I want to close that. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this one. So open. Stand C, yeah. Okay, I want to do top plane right there. I want to go sketch, and I want to paste what I have. Now what I don't need is these things there. I think I can just get rid of all this, get rid of all that, get rid of all that. I think what I can do is 0.25, make it offset. I don't want to go bi-directional. I don't want to do select chain. I just want to do the inside reverse. Okay. Then I want to do offset 0.25. That. Okay, and 0.25. There's the other direction, right there. Trim stuff off. Actually, I don't need a trim yet. I just need to extend. Trim this. Boom. Boom. And from the midpoint, make a circle thing there. Trim the excess. Okay. And, oh, actually I screwed up, but it's okay. I want to do 1.5. Don't want to do that, just that. And 1.5 again. Reverse. Now I want to extend this inside because this is where I screwed up. I just wanted to do the outside. I didn't want to do the inside. So trim all of this off. Okay, same thing with this. I want to do, oh, this is going to be interesting. Is it going to complain? This is as much as it can go. Yeah, it's going to complain. So like that. I'm just going to delete this. Okay. Extend here and here. And trim. Something like this. And then I'm going to do a circular sketch pattern. Oh. What is it doing? Oh, I see. This is getting me annoyed, so I'm going to just delete some of these things here, here. Oh, look at that. No wonder. Okay. Eight. Okay, and now I want to do features. I think maybe 10. I bet you this is going to give me a problem. Save it. Top. Sketch. Sketch. Features. Up to the surface. Here. Okay, I want to do a cut. Sketch. Sketch. Just kind of winging it here. And I want to do features. So I'm going to stop this right after doing this part here. And because I think I need to take a break. And then I'll continue it later. Save. Yeah. So I'll continue this later. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to go to the assembly so you get to see what it is I'm intending to do. Insert components, stand C. So mate 0.25 here, here, and parallel this to here, and this to here. Now this one that has this distance, I'm going to sync it some. I'm going to actually I'm going to delete this. Right there, I'm going to delete this. Delete. Yes. So you can see what I'm going to do is to have it like something like this. Oh, yeah, up here like that. Yeah, so I'm going to try something like that. Okay, folks, I think I'm going to call it quits for now. Save. Rebuild and save. And then I'm going to do a screen capture, showing more or less what I'm doing at the moment. Ambient Occlusion. Perspective. Okay, and let's see, how would it look without the lines just like that? Not too bad, huh? I like the way these parts here looks. Kind of get more of a shine on that inner surface. Maybe not. Okay, so save. And save as, no, I was just going to make a screen capture print screen. Okay. And I gotta take a break. Getting hungry and everything. So. Pasting the screen capture. File, import clipboard. File, save as. Assembly guide. I'm still on the previous props, advanced science props, 118 scale. Is it VR? VR1? No. Go up. Platforms. That's what it was. VR treadmill, version 1, 2020. And I'm just going to call this one Screen Capture 1-1. Okay. Well, it looks like my browser had crashed, so I don't know if the thing was getting the last of my audio, but I'm going to stop for now, and I'm going to continue later. I'm tired. I'm hungry too, so I'm going to get something to eat, things like that. And I got to do some other stuff, order type stuff. So I got to pause for what I'm doing right now and do other things. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.